Hello everyone. This is gonna be a short video showing how to install the Adventure Game Studio game engine under Linux using Wine, which is a compatibility layer for Windows apps in Linux. In a previous video of mine, I showed how to run AGS under macOS/Linux using Crossover, which is a paid product that provides a more intuitive user interface for creating isolated Wine environments, which are called bottles, without needing to go through complicated setup and typing CLI commands. Now, I tried to install Wine from scratch under Ubuntu, or Ubuntu if you will. However, I wasn't able to make it work. That said, I recently discovered the Zorin OS distribution, which comes with its own Windows apps application that, just like Crossover, makes it easy to create the Wine environment and bottles without too much fuss. So, this is how the Zorin OS 18 desktop looks like, and as you can see, it very resembles Windows. So if you're a Windows user like me and want to take the leap and try Linux, this may be the easiest way in your transition. Under the Z or Z menu, we can find many apps that comes pre-installed with Zorin OS. Along with this neat Windows App Support application. Now, this is just a shortcut. It does not come pre-installed in Zorin OS by default, so we have to click on it and hit on this install button if we want to use it, which we do. This might take a while. I originally tried this on a physical system, but for capturing this video, I'm now running it in a virtual machine, and it runs quite slow, so I'm going to speed it up a bit. Okay, it's done. Now, before going any further, I want you to see where your bottles are going to be installed. So click on this Files icon. We are currently in our Home folder. If you'd like to see where this Home folder lies, which is important, just click on this plus next to Other Locations. Click on your main disk. I have only one in this virtual machine and I named it Zorin OS. And this is basically the root folder of our operating system. There we can see a home folder. Let's click on it. And this is where you'd find the user's home folders. This is the username I created when installing the Zorin OS, Gal Shemesh, which is me. And once we go inside, we can see that we're back in our home folder. But we actually have more files in here, so we're going to click on this hamburger icon and show hidden files. And you can also use this keyboard shortcut. And there we go. Now we can see all the hidden files as well. Now click on the Z menu again. As you can see, there is an arrow now next to the Windows app because we installed it, so let's launch it. As you can see, we now have more icons. And the one we're looking for is the bottles, so let's click on it. The moment you do, you'd see this newly created .var folder. The bottle wizard popped up, so let's minimize everything for a moment. Let's go inside this .var folder, click on this app folder, then on this com.userbottles.bottles, then on data, then on bottles, and finally on this second bottles folder. Here we're going to find all the bottles that we create from the wizard. Currently it's empty because we haven't created any bottle yet. So let's go back to the wizard, click on this right arrow, then right arrow again, and finally continue. Now for the first time you launch bottles, it might take a while, so I'm going to speed it up again. Okay, we are all ready. So let's click on this Start Using Bottles. This is our library where we put shortcuts for our apps. Currently it's empty. And from this Bottles button, we can create our bottles, either by clicking on this plus icon or on this Create New Bottle button. I'm going to create a bottle named AGS because I'm going to dedicate it to the Adventure Game Studio game engine application. And this is basically the principle of bottles, as we're not going to install any application we ever need in the same bottle, but instead use a dedicated bottle for each and every application. Here you have an option to set the bottle to be optimized for an application, for gaming, or custom. Now, unlike application and gaming, custom gives you the option to set the architecture to either 64-bit or 32-bit based on your application. Most of the time you'd use 64-bit, but if from any odd reason something doesn't work for you, you might want to try 32-bit instead. Now, I tried to install AGS under the 64-bit architecture, but it didn't work. So we're going to set this to 32-bit. We're going to leave the runner as soda. And we're going to use the default bottle directory. Hit create, and now let it do its magic. If we go to files again, we can see that the AGS folder has been created. And inside we'd see this drive C directory. And this would have the structure of the C drive in Windows. The bottle is still being created, so as you can see, more folders are created while we view this. Let's let it finish. Okay, the bottle was created. Click on close. And now we have this AGS bottle record. Now, as I mentioned before, AGS needs the .NET framework in order to work, and we can install it under the dependencies section. Hit on this magnifying glass and type .NET. Here you'd see all the .NET framework versions. Now I tried to install the latest one, but from some reason it wasn't installed under the program files folder, and AGS kept saying that it can't find it. So just pick the .NET 4.6.2, which is right here. And if we go to the program files folder in our bottle, we shortly see that the .NET folder is being created. And this will take a while, so I'm going to speed it up too. As you can see, the Microsoft .NET folder was created. After some time, the .NET installation wizard will pop up. Proceed with the installation like you do in Windows. Meanwhile, we can go to the AGS website to download the latest version of the AGS editor. Now, don't double-click on the exe file, because if you do, as I show here, the wine package will begin creating a bottle specifically for the application that we double-click on. And as you will shortly see, AGS will tell us that .NET Framework is not installed, because it doesn't exist in the current bottle that wine was just created. So let's see how to install it now within our bottle. A reminder, if you close the bottles window, just click on the Z menu, then on Windows Apps, and on Bottles. Click on your AGS bottle and then on this Run Executable button. The first time you click it, you'd see this message. Just hit Dismiss. And then navigate to your Downloads folder where we downloaded the AGS Editor installer. Highlight it and click on Run. Shortly, the AGS installer will show up. And if you like, you can go to the Program Files folder in order to see that it's actually been written once the installation runs. Proceed with the installation like you do in Windows. I'm going to untick this Launch Adventure Game Studio because we're going to learn now where we can launch it from. And don't try to run the AGS editor exe because it won't work. Instead, let's go back to our bottle. And as you can see, a shortcut was created for us and we can launch it by hitting this play icon. Ignore this blackish appearance. This is because I'm running it in a virtual machine and it sometimes does that. And if you see this not responding message, just hit wait. And there you go, AGS editor running under Linux. Let's close everything and see how to relaunch it again. Now let's see if creating and compiling a new game works. By the way, the username folder that's being created when you create a bottle called Steam User. Let's navigate to it from Files in order to see our new game folder. But instead going the long way, you can click on this three dot icon and click on Browse Files. This will take you to the C drive, and then you could go to the Users folder, and then Steam User, etc. Of course, we haven't created our game yet, so we see nothing. Let's hit Finish. And now we can see our new game folder. Let's see that it compiles and runs correctly. Since I'm using a virtual machine, my mouse has been captured twice, first for the virtual machine and second for the game. So I'm going to hit a hotkey for the virtual machine in order to release the mouse. As you can see, everything works just fine. By the way, if you'd like to add a shortcut to your library, click on this three dots icon next to the shortcut and select Add to Library. And now you'll be able to see it under the Libraries section. I really hope this video was helpful to you. So if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Until next time, bye bye.